Yeah. I mean, the big thing about how I'm feeling was like I wanted to release a lot of the songs kind of as I was making them. Similarly to what I did before with I Met You When I Was 18. Just because a lot of last year I was in a really bad place mentally, and I was supposed to be working on the album, but I just, to be totally honest, wasn't productive. So I was like, I don't want to wait until the entire album's done to release everything, you know? Because now, you know, the album, How I'm Feeling, doesn't come out in its entirety till March 6th. But I've been kind of just releasing single by single to kind of like bookmark every kind of stage that I've been going through over the past, however many months. That's a really good question. Yeah, I mean, some of the songs on the album definitely, they all bring me back to a pretty specific time in my life, you know? Some songs more than others, you know, a song like Sad Forever really like kind of brings me back to that period of time in my life and what was going on, and like being in a place where I didn't really understand what I was experiencing. All I knew is I was like super anxious, and I felt super low, and I felt super disconnected from everybody and everything in my life, and I was having a lot of obsessive thoughts, but I didn't know how to recognize what that was. And I was like at the time super like, I don't want to go get medication. Like, I don't want to do any of this. And that song will always remind me of kind of like that moment right before I decided to actually go and see a psychiatrist and do all this stuff that actually ended up helping me a lot. So that song definitely brings me back. A lot of the songs, I mean, Drugs and the Internet brings me back to like just being in the weirdest headspace. When I first started writing it, it was actually like the summer before this most recent summer. And just, being in like a lot of those early songs written on the album, I was in a very like super, super anxious, self-deprecating, weird, negative headspace, if that makes sense. Yeah, so Fuck I'm Lonely is an interesting song. I actually started that song on a flight. It was on tour, and I just made the beat kind of half on the flight, half in the airport. And then I got home from tour, and I was just having a conversation with a couple of my friends, and I think I was just like, oh, fuck, I'm lonely. And they're like, we should make that a song. So we started making the song, and then I felt like it would be cool to have like kind of another perspective. So I'd been a fan of Anne-Marie for a minute, and we reached out to her, and she nailed it on the first pass. I didn't actually meet her until after we finished the song, which was really funny. Like I guess she recorded it in London while she was on tour as well, and she just sent it over, and it was really cool. Yeah, me and Troye, that was honestly, that's been one of my favorite collabs. He's such an angel. He's so sweet. He's so talented. I was really nervous the first time I met him, just because I looked up to him and think he's an incredible artist. And we kind of just went in with no particular goal. We went in one day like, it wasn't like, hey, let's make a song together. It's just like, hey, let's try writing together and let's try vibing, see what happens. We made one song. It was awful. None of us wanted to say it, but it was not good. We were all kind of just like powering through it, like, cool, we're making a song. And then after we kind of finished that, I was like, hey, I have this idea. Maybe you'll like it. Like, I was super nervous to play. I was like, maybe you'll like it, maybe you won't. I had just kind of written the chorus a few days before for I'm So Tired. And I just like played him a little demo of the chorus, and he freaked out, and then we just wrote the rest of the song that night. He's super talented. His process is different, which I think is really cool. Every time I work with somebody different, it's like, I'm like, oh yeah, the way I write songs is not the way that everybody writes songs. Yeah, one thing that he does I think is really interesting is he explained like he'll just like flip through a book or like open something that has a bunch of words and just find a word that's interesting and then use that for inspiration. Like, I feel like I'm very much an off the cuff type writer where like for me, all my best songs, my most honest songs kind of just come like when I'm just sitting at a piano or like playing a beat or on my guitar and I'm not thinking and it just kind of happens. Like I'm not really that good at constructing or like looking at a word and then being like, that's going to be the song. So I thought that was really interesting. He does it that way. Because I've had a lot of big changes this past year. I'm just trying to think what was happening August 30th. I really want to be able to answer this question. I'm just trying to think what it was. I need to know. There was nothing on my calendar? No. I need to know. Like, you don't understand. Now I'm obsessed with this. Now I need to know. So we're going to be here all day, so I figured out. I'm not kidding. I'll cancel the show. Yep. Amber meeting. Yep. That's Amber meeting. Yep. August 30th was the day that me, one of my best friends, and my creative director had like this amazing 3-hour meeting where we just figured out the whole album concept. Like, everything just came together, and it was like the whole idea of all the different characters and the colors and everything we're gonna do with it. It was after this long period of time where I was feeling like not creative, and I was like, I don't know what to do. I don't really know where this is going. And then one day it all just clicked. So that's when my life changed drastically. I'm happy that we got there.